So here we have the Birkenstock Arizona clogs, and this is in the Mocca colorway. And these were released in 2024, and obviously the Birkenstock footwear is one of those pieces of footwear that is refreshed every year, and this is obviously a new colorway. And these are pretty much a clog style type shoe, so you can sort of see it's a slip on with like this rounded front, which is a classic clogs type design. And it's a historic, and tried and true formula, so they've been around for quite a while, and there's nothing sort of too, I suppose, different to what's going on and what you sort of see before. So with the details, it comes in a Mocca colorway, which is this chocolate brown type colorway. And this has what's unique about Birkenstocks is they have a cork midsole. So this is supposed to be one of those sort of midsoles that kind of sort of wears in over time. And it has a rubber outsole, so it should be good for sort of walking around and traction. Feels a little bit slippery, but maybe after you sort of wearing them, it might sort of settle in a bit. And like I said, it's got this sort of leather suede upper materials, and this feels really sort of premium to me. And the price for these particular clogs are about £135. So with the comfort and sizing, these are got a firm sole, so don't expect anything softness, and they're meant to be like that really. So as you can sort of see, it's one of those pieces of footwear that is supposed to be supportive, so it's got that sort of contour going on in terms of its shape. So you've got the heel cup area, and then inside you also have the forefoot area that is sort of supposed to mold to your foot after a while. So that's the reason they use the cork in there. So the more you wear them, the more they become more accustomed to your foot. Initially you're going to find a lot of pressure and pain whilst you sort of work them in, and the idea being is you sort of wear them more and more over time, and the more you wear them, the more they sort of break in. And like I say, because of that, the wearing time is probably around anywhere between 5 to 30 hours. Just depends on your foot and your foot shape really, and how big your arch is, and all that kind of stuff. And I do recommend just going true to size with these because of the length. They usually, depending on what size you are, it's one of those sort of pieces of footwear that has a lot of adjustability. With a lot of the Birkenstock, you get these upper straps that allow you to get your own fit. With this one, I have a wide foot, so I've kind of gone on to the last hole that you sort of see in there. So for me, this works. And they have a pretty good grip. I think, like I said, it's slightly slippery from what I've noticed. But I think once you sort of wear them in a bit, they become better to wear. So just the initial feeling is slippery, but you can sort of see this dog bone sort of pattern going on. It kind of, supposed to work well. So from what I've, sort of seen, it's one of those ones where I'll kind of sort of see how they get along, and I might do like a more of a long-term wear test on them. So with the look and style, you get what you get with this. It's a classic look and design. So, it's very much a Birkenstock clog, and they've been around for ages. And these I feel like good for spring, summertime. Not to say that you couldn't wear them all to winter, because you're protected up front, but obviously at the back it's not so much. And then, like I said, the outsole doesn't sort of serve the purpose of wearing the sort of rugged, harsh conditions. And I'd say definitely you can wear these casually, and also smart wear. It's one of those pieces of footwear that works well as a smart piece of footwear as well. So especially if you're in a sort of warm country and you want to just smart in for the evening, but you don't want to wear shoes, and this is a good bet. And I kind of like the slip-on design with this particular one. So with the final thoughts, I like the fact that the idea is the more you wear them, the more it sort of molds to your foot. The cork insole does sort of provide that. And with this particular one, I do like dark colours, and just the overall sort of upper materials on it as well. It just works really well. With the cons, I think the cost £135. Don't get me wrong, they are sort of robust, and it's supposed to last for ages. And then the idea being is it's quite sort of modular, where you can sort of take off this outsole once it wears down and put another one in, because the idea being is you sort of preserve the cork base, because it will form to your foot. Therefore it should last you for a while. And same with the upper as well. It tends not to get as worn as sort of the underneath outsole. So I had a look online, and there are sort of things that you can pick up off eBay to sort of replace the outsole and glue it back on again, or you can get someone else to do it. But it just depends on what the cost is really. I think it kind of varies, but if you can find someone local that can kind of do that once it sort of wears out, then it's a good thing to do, because it can sort of make it last a long time. And I think the other con is the wearing time. Like, to get the perfect fit, you do have to sort of work at them and keep working at them, and then hopefully it sort of goes in time. So with the ratings, I give the look and style for this a 5 out of 5. I think it's got a cool look to it. Very much, old school, but I think, again, you can kind of dress them up and down. Quite sort of versatile, and even, for things like wearing around the office. Comfort, I'm going to give it a 3. Like I said, once you work it in, then, you should get a better fit, and therefore the comfort is, I guess, one of those ones where it depends on the person, really. And, like I said, the more you work at it, the more comfortable these get. And the quality, I'll give it a 5. I think, the quality that you get is really good. And that's the pricing, I'll give it a 4 because of the fact that they're priced quite high in terms of what you get. I mean, I bought these on sale. So for me, I'm happy to sort of pay the £65 so that they were. And overall, I'm going to give the sneaker a 4 out of 5. And the reason why I ended up sort of double backing on these and purchasing them, I think my initial reviews, I didn't, sort of rate them too high, is I've been trying different active, I suppose, recovery type pieces of footwear, and I've had like the foam-based stuff, and then I've also had like more, I guess, firmer stuff, and everyone's different, and you kind of wear what works for you. Once I've kind of done my sort of sporting activities for the day, I find, for me anyway, like what they're calling active recovery rather than passive recovery, like this is more of a firm footbed, and I want to give these a try again because I feel like the soft footbed isn't doing it for me. And I did notice, my foot shape was better when I was sort of wearing these, before I got rid of my previous pair last year. So I'm going to try and see if I can work these in, and I might do like a long-term review test on them and give my sort of final thoughts. But overall it's still a piece of footwear that, like I said, you have to work at it.